Bills Mafia, Brandon Beane was busy today. Was he ever? Big names freed up. Big money freed up. We have to get cap compliant. And Brandon Beane pulled out the old calculator and got busy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rico Reports, the Buffalo Fanatics. We got things to talk about on this Wednesday. What's going on today? Let's talk about it. We'll be right back. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We knew these cuts had to happen. We knew we had to make moves. Why are we shocked? Why are we shocked that these moves were made? Where did you think this was going to come from? Even if and when we touched the contract of Josh Allen, we were still going to be over the cap. So you knew brothers had to get cut. You knew there were some players that needed to be moved. Now, where was it who you thought it was going to be? Well, let's talk about it, folks. Welcome back to the Rico Report. Do not mind this whole setup. I got two setups I got to do, one for the Bleacher Report and one for the Buffalo Fanatics. I still got to, fix what I'm going to do. But you know what? For now, I'm going to rock with this. We're going to rock with this, folks. Fanatics, Bills Mafia, welcome back to the stream. Holy smokes. Brandon Beane was busy. I got to ask, what do you think Brandon Beane was feeling when he's like, shit, I got moves to make. I got cuts I got to do. I don't like these moves, but I got to make these phone calls. How did these phone calls go? Who'd you call first? Did you kind of give them a heads up prior to when you're doing these press conferences? Do you kind of hint with a few wording on how things are done? Did you catch anything while he was doing his pressers? I was talking to my man Bobby, and he was like, hey, man, he kind of let the cat out of the bag when he mentioned we'd be looking for two safeties. He said it very subtly. But if you caught on, you would have known that these moves were coming. I'm telling you right now, although these moves may be shocking to some, but a lot of us kind of knew these things were coming our way. Did we not? Did we not know that we would have had to make a decision on Tre'Davious White? It's unfortunate. I think I read something in the last 3 years he's missed 30 games, something of that nature. Obviously the knee and the Achilles. It's crazy. So you knew something had to give in terms of what we're gonna do with Trey White. We've been talking about Mitch Morse the last 2 years. Mitch Morse might be a cap casualty. Mitch Morse, took a pay cut. Could he be the guy that's gone? We've been talking about the last 2 years. So why are we shocked that this happened? We should not be shocked. We knew there was $8 million that we could free up. Could he have done it? Could we have restructured? Would we want to restructure? So many things took place today. We restructured Von Miller. We restructured Rasul Douglas. We signed Taylor Rapp to the squad. Holy jumping things are popping off. So the question is, where do we begin? Who do we touch on first? Who do we feel like this is the one that we should touch on first? You know what? I'll start with Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer, folks, has been a staple in this defense. Let's keep it a buck here. This is my appreciation for Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer, when you want that dog, when you want that difference maker on the defense, when you want someone to make a play, Poyer has been reliable. You can't tell me he's not been reliable. Has he had moments where the offense gets the better of him? Yes, like anybody. But Jordan Poyer has been a catalyst for this defense. He's moved this defense forward. When you want something done, when you want a big play being had, whether it's a tackle for a loss or a blitz from the safety coming from inside the box, where it's a clutch interception. Jordan Poyer, he rings the bell. He answers the bell, if you will. So that's going to be a tough loss of Jordan Poyer. Just not seeing, say number 21 on the field is going to be tough. You can't look at it in no other way. Now, has he declined just a tad? Some might say yes. Some might say, well, we were ready to let this brother go last year. Go ahead and look and seek a deal elsewhere. Brandon Beane gave him that opportunity to go seek a deal elsewhere, which tells you we were ready to move on from Jordan Poyer. Brandon Beane was ready to move on from Jordan Poyer. So at this point, when we brought him back, clearly the market wasn't as hot as he thought it was going to be last year. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to go to the Miami Dolphins, right? And the Miami Dolphins said, no más. Tranquilo. We ain't trying to go and bring Jordan Poyer to the squad just yet. Or if they were going to do it, it wasn't for the money he was looking for. So guess what? He came back to Buffalo on a cheaper deal. A great tactic used by Brandon Beane. If I'm not going to pay you the money I think you deserve, or the money I think that you think you deserve, all right, well then go ahead and get that elsewhere. And if you can, respect. No ill will. We good. Let's move on. But in this case, he came back. Why? Because the market wasn't saying much for him. It's just the market. Sometimes the market be that way. So he came back. So this year, did you really think that Brandon Beane was going to bring that brother back again? If you got to really think about it, man. Just forget about the name Jordan Poyer. Forget about the name Jordan Poyer for a minute, because I love Jordan Poyer. I think he's a dog. I think he's great. But there was the writing was on the wall that this brother wasn't going to come back. So here we are. Jordan Poyer is now a free agent. Where will he go? Who knows? Will he go and stay in the AFC East? Will the Dolphins say, yo, you know what? Come on through, bro. We got something for you. We'll get something for you on the low, because the Dolphins have had to make some changes on their defensive front, defensive middle, offensive side of the ball. So he might go to Miami. That could still be a possibility. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, golly, I'm shocked. I'm heartbroken. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you this, though. Jordan Poyer's career with Buffalo has been a solid one. 7 years in Buffalo. He's an all-pro. He's a pro bowler. First team all-pro. I got to put some respect on him. In Buffalo, he's played 107 games and started 107 games. Bro, this is what I'm talking about. When I say this brother's a dog, he's a dog, man. When he was battered up, busted up elbow, busted up ribs, he was like, yo, I still got you. I'm still going to tough it out and play. Love Jordan Poyer because of that dog mentality that brother brings to the field. Listen, 100 games, all 107 of those he started. That's an Iron Man. That's a guy that you can depend on. Kudos to that brother, man. 107 games, 22 interceptions for the Bills, 24 in his career. He's got 1 touchdown with the Bills. I got to reading up his stats a little bit. 7 forced fumbles with his career with the Bills. 6 of them, I beg your pardon. The guy's he's a dog, man. He's a dog. You got to give it to him. 682 tackles, 474 solo, 35 tackles for loss, 15 QB hits. The boy's a dog, man. The boy's a dog. And let me put it this way. He's got 11 sacks as a safety. Pick 6 off of Brady. Thank you, Mike. That was a big one, man. Pick 6, slides on one knee, gets back up to the end zone, ball in the air. Let's go. So, salute to Jordan Poyer. Salute to Jordan Poyer. Now, I will say this, though. There was a little something interesting on the old Twitter. on the old Twitter sphere, or shall I say on X. And Jordan Poyer's brother, Jeremiah Poyer, was not the biggest fan of this release. And I get it. When you family, and these players have family all over the internet. So sometimes we got to watch what we say because everybody's watching. Everybody's kind of peeping on what's being said about, their family members. And Jeremiah Poyer, although invested because that's his blood, that's your bro. He goes, whelp, bombs away. And he puts, laughing my ass off. What an idiot he is. I beg your pardon? So now everybody's like, whoa, back it up, Mr. Poyer. What you talking about? Who is the idiot? So somebody pressed him and was like, whoa. Who are you calling an idiot? Brandon Beane? This brother said, who the F else do you think I'm talking about? I was like, golly. He said, yeah, I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive. My bad. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. So then somebody was like, dude, the writing was on the wall. Like, you got to, take it for what it is. And this buddy said, yo, it's not a conundrum. I understand the fans' public view and trust in Brandon Beane. He's done great things, but the public don't know Beane what the players and their families know about Beane. It ain't everything that they portray. Well, the last time I checked, the league did a report card on all teams across the league. And in one particular category, when it comes to family, the Bills got an A-. So listen, if your family's being treated great, you as a player are treated great. But you know what? Sometimes when those things happen, you're hurt. You're coming off of emotion. It's gonna happen. My man Pierre to keep it. What up, B? He goes, hurts to lose those former All-Pros. We'll be good though. Remember who we have. I think a lot of motherfuckers gonna be like, I can't remember who we have though, because a lot of these guys got let go. So who do we have? So it might be, who do we have for now until these players start presenting themselves as, I am that guy. But we shall see. So Jordan Poyer, salute to y'all, my G. Salute to you. I hope you land in a spot that gives you at least 2 to 3 more years. I think Jordan Poyer is a solid, he's going to be a solid player, and wherever he goes, he will be great. He will be great. I can't remember who we have. Who do you want me to remember? They're all gone. I'm just saying, I'm being what they call cheeky. I always laugh when someone says that. I'm being cheeky. What the hell does that mean? I kind of like it now. I'm being cheeky. Anyway, look at me saying I'm being cheeky. But let's be real, folks. Let's be real. Let's bring it back just a little bit. Let's bring it back. Because when one goes, one comes in. And that's where Taylor Rapp comes in. Now, salute to Taylor Rapp, number one. When we brought in Taylor Rapp, if you're honest with yourself, you already saw what was happening. 25 years of age, former starter. He's an in-the-box safety. So you know that was their replacement for Jordan Poyer. The in-the-box safety in Jordan Poyer. He's long in the tooth. You bring a 25-year-old as the third safety, the in-the-box safety. Fam, you knew this was going to happen. So you can't let Jordan Poyer go. You don't know what's going to happen with Micah Hyde. Is he going to retire? He's a free agent. We don't know what's happening. Do we bring him back on a cheap deal? Who knows? You're not going to let Taylor Rapp just walk away. Ain't no way. So Brandon Beane was on the phone saying, hey, Tay-Tay, what's good? And when he reached out to Tay-Tay, he gave Tay-Tay a heck of a deal. So Tay-Tay at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, signed himself a 3-year deal worth $14.5 million. I had to write all these notes in my phone, folks. So just let me find where my notes are at, and let me get to it. But Taylor Rapp joins the squad as a long-term investment and a long-term replacement for Jordan Poyer. You saw this happening. It makes sense. You need to get younger. And all we've been talking about is the Bills need to get younger. The Bills need to get younger. The Bills need to hurry up and get healthy. Well, this was the move. You get yourself a player that's been in the league, that's had starting experience, that gives you solid tackling. That's what we need. Lord knows that's what we need. So this is a no-brainer to me. Taylor Rapp now becomes your strong safety. So now you got to focus on a guy that's a ball hawk at free safety. Now, I'm not going to sit here and hate on Damar Hamlin. I'm not going to sit here and hate on some of the guys that win the squad, but I'm not ready to go Taylor Rapp and Damar Hamlin. I'm sorry. I ain't ready for that. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't ready for that. Remember who we have. Not that. I'm sorry. I like him as a depth player, excuse me. But as a bona fide starter next to Taylor Rapp, please, Mr. Brandon Beane, if you know Bills Mafia, if you know how we rock, that ain't it. Let's be real. That ain't it. So go ahead and look into the draft because you know we got to get younger. Go ahead and establish yourself and establish yourself in looking for a safety. That's what has to happen. So that being said, Taylor Rapp joins the Bills on a 3-year deal, $14.5 million. Nothing breaking the bank. Nothing too crazy. I kind of like the deal. I like what he's done. Let's keep it moving. So understand, folks. Understand what's happening here. Moves are being made. We're shifting some things around. I mean, we've lost 3/4 of our defensive backfield. I haven't even talked on Trey White yet. So Trey White, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, finito, Donzo. So we got to get younger. That's the name of the game. The name of the game is to get younger. You cannot sit here and keep bringing out 31-year-olds and 32-year-olds to compete with guys that are 22, 23. Like you guys have heard before, this is a young man's game. This ain't an old man's game. Unless you're quarterback and your name Tom Brady can play at 40, damn near 50 if he wants to. This ain't the type of game. This is not the game of old, man. These teams get younger quick, and you better be able to play when we put you in the game. And that is the fork in the road that Brandon Beane has arrived at. He has now come to the fork in the road where he's like, bro, I can't keep doing the whole veteran guy has to start, veteran guy has to play. I just saw the Kansas City Chiefs win a damn championship and whooped our ass for the 3rd straight time in the playoffs with young players. You think they sat Nick Bolton to give him some time to, to get going? You think they sat, Jerry Sneed? You think they sat these boys? You think they sat McDuffie? No, get your ass in there and show me what you got. It's just what it is. The regime that McDermott came in with was the mentality of young players are going to have to earn their stripes. We get that part. But if I can ball, let me ball. I mean, if I can play, let me play. And I was on that trip last year and the year before. Stop coddling the young players and let them go. Case in point, Dorian Williams. Dorian Williams, when he was in the game, when we saw him, yes, he had some moments where he was like, he looked kind of lost. But there's some moments when he got in there, he looked like he belongs. When he hit you, he let you know he was there. No, it's not your turn. You got to wait. You got to wait. Where's AJ Klein at? What? Let me go call AJ Klein. I'm ready to go on vacation with my family. You guys ready? Get your lotions. We don't want to, we burn in the sun. You guys got everything? Oh, what's Brandon Beane? What? You want me to come? Dorian Williams is sitting here like, fam, you drafted me in the 3rd round, baby. Let's go. Not your turn. Get to the back. That's crazy to me, man. But he started to transition and understanding that these young players got to play, i.e. Osiris Torrance, i.e. Dalton Kincaid. But let's not get it twisted. Dalton Kincaid wasn't getting them touches at the beginning. It wasn't. It wasn't until Dawson Knox got nicked up. And then Dalton Kincaid started to kind of show what he's got. But he had that all offseason. But we wanted to give the veterans their opportunity. Man, there comes a time where you just got to let these brothers just play. If you are better than the veteran guy that I've had, and he gets beaten in camp, in mini camp, play him. And I think that is what Beane and McDermott started to realize. And it's more evident right this second. Look who's off the team right now. I mean, listen, am I talking shit here? We had AJ Klein ready to just go to Cabo with the whole family. I'm not even sure. He probably wasn't going to Cabo. He was probably going to freaking Colorado somewhere. Who knows where the hell he was going? But he was going to catch some sun somewhere. And they said, not today, bruh. You coming to Buffalo. And he did. And he was very serviceable. Don't get me wrong. But there were some moments that it was problematic. You can't expect this brother to go toe-to-toe with Travis Kelce in the playoffs. I know we're banged up. Terrell Bernard got hurt. I get that part. But we couldn't put the young, fresh guy in there. And you know what? These guys practice with Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott every day. So they get it. They get it. Come on now. Oh, by the way, did Tyrell Dotson go to Chicago? Is that where he's going? He's reuniting with listen, the news is flying quickly, folks. So if you see news happening as we speak, let me go. Let me know and let me pop it in here, because I'll tell you right now, it used to be Big Baller Beane. Then Big Baller Beane turned into Bargain Bin Beane. Then it was Beane After Dark. Now he's Broad Daylight Beane. He's making moves in the broad daylight. We're not used to this. We're used to waking up to say, whoa, Brandon Beane made a move. Now Brandon Beane's like, yo, I ain't got no time for that shit, boy. I ain't got no time. I got to get cap compliant right now. Hey, Trey, you got to go. Von Miller, restructure. Poyer, bye-bye. Taylor Rapp, welcome back. My man's was going nuts today. Kudos to him. 14 mil on 3-year deal. I'll take that. I'll get the details afterwards, but I'll take that. The Bills today, we cleared $35 million. I think a little north of $35 million. We were 50 mil in the hole. Hear me out, people. We were 50 mil in the hole. I think right now we're at the point where, with the increase in cap, with a few releases here and there, and obviously the moves that we made today, we're either just shy of being cap compliant or we're at that point right now. We haven't even touched Josh Allen's contract. And when we do, that gives us 25 mil in the plus. Now we're talking. And on top of that, we got 11 picks to go with it. Brandon Beane's moving. It may not be the moves that you guys like, Bills Mafia, but he moving. He moving right now. Somebody said, yo, who's playing center? That's a great question. I'm trying to remember. Was when we brought in Connor McGovern, wasn't Connor McGovern a dual player? He can play center and he can play guard. I swear I read that. So maybe he's the one that takes over. Listen, when Brandon Beane makes a move, I'm going to tell you right now, any GM, I'm not just going to give Brandon Beane this credit, right? But any GM, when you make a move, there's got to be a reasoning behind it. There's got to be future plans for this player. You've got to set yourself up. You mean to tell me when they drafted Christian Benford, there was a possibility that he might be the one that transitions to safety. There was moments that you hear, oh, maybe he's going to be playing safety. You never know. This might still be the play. But now that Trey White's gone, who knows what they do with Dane Jackson? Do they bring Dane Jackson back? Now you're looking at Rasul Douglas, which they just restructured. We'll talk about that. And you got Christian Benford coming back. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's keep it pushing. So center might be Connor McGovern. Connor McGovern slides over to center. David Edwards, which we just re-signed, slides into left guard. Bob's your uncle. Let's keep it pushing. Let's not forget. Edwards was once a starter, a good starter. The fact that we even got Edwards on the low, on the cheap, was actually surprising to us. Even when we brought in Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd was not supposed to be available, but he was. And he was very serviceable to us. We just waited. We waited. We were patient. And we landed those two players. We brought one of them back. Leonard Floyd, who knows what we do with him. But I'm going to tell you right now, kudos to Brandon Beane for having the balls and the nuts You have to officially drop your nuts to make these moves, because some might say these moves were due a long time ago. We should have made these moves a year ago, because this is what you got to give credit to Robert Kraft. You got to give credit to GM and coach Bill Belichick. These guys were known to move on from players well before they knew it was time to move on. There were players that went the Patriots are moving on from that guy? What? That's crazy. Because they saw it. They're like, we're moving on. This is the time. The Bills, we're going to hold on just a little longer. We're going to hold on just a little longer until there's no value to even try to move these players. Luckily, we got the Bears to take Ryan Bates. He was supposed to go there a couple years ago. Now they said, you know what? Let's talk. Oh, you want to give me a fifth? Done. Now the Bills are at 11 picks. Kudos to Brandon Beane on trying to hold on to certain things. However, there are some could say, and some could argue, that we could have made these moves way sooner. So that being said, Jordan Poyer out. Salute to you, Jordan Poyer. Taylor Rapp in. 3 years, $14.5 million deal. He is now our new starting, I was going to say free safety, strong safety. And let's not forget, we're still a damn good team with all the injuries we had just this past year. So it was a little easier for Brandon Beane to make those moves. Cutting Trey White, not an easy decision, but one you had to make. You don't know if he's going to come back to be the player that we thought he could be. ACL injury. Now you got the Achilles injury. And you're 29. We can't bring that back. We can't. We just saved ourselves $10.5 million. I'm going to get in on that in just a moment. But I had to talk about us saving all this cap and all this money. Now, let's move on. We go from Poyer to Taylor Rapp. Let's talk about our guy, Trey White. Trey White. We saw this coming, folks. We saw this coming only after the Achilles injury. Because when he came back from that ACL, 2 years removed, because when he came back the first year, he was not fully himself, which we completely understand. Hard for a corner to just return to form in that regard. And then he comes back looking like himself. And then the Achilles injury. Golly, we were all gutted. For our guy, Trey White. Tre'Davious White was our guy. We loved him. He's a true professional. They love him in the locker room. Like, you can't say anything bad about this brother. You can't. Beloved in Buffalo. I'm sure this is painful for him to go, you know what? I worked my tail off to get back to playing, and there goes my Achilles. And what's very strange is that how many Achilles injuries were there last year? There must have been like 5 key Achilles injuries to key players. Trey White, Dobbins, Kirk Cousins. That's 3 right there. I'm probably missing a couple more that had that injury. It's crazy what took place this year. But Trey White, I love Trey White. I'm a fan of Trey White. Trey White came in 2017 alongside new head coach Sean McDermott. So I'm sure Sean McDermott is feeling some type of way with the way things have transpired. He's got to have a say in this. But here's the deal. We were able to get by without Trey White. We were able to have still a top flight defense without Trey White. Would we have been better with Trey White? Absolutely. But we were still able to have a potent defense without that brother. So it goes to tell you that we gotta make that move, bro. We gotta make that move. We were able to secure a top flight a trade with Rasul Douglas, and what a difference maker he was. He immediately showed why he's one of the solid veteran corners out there in the game. Him coming back for year 2 is going to be great. You saw great things with Christian Benford. So the future does look bright in Buffalo with these type of acquisitions and players. But I'm going to tell you this. The job should not be done. We still have moves to make. And that we did with releasing Trey White. So here's the deal. When you release a guy like Trey White, let me get my notes here, folks, so I can get talk to you guys accordingly. We saved $10.5 million by releasing Tre'Davious White. I'm sure it didn't make obviously it didn't make Coach McDermott feel great. I'm sure Brandon Beane is sick to his stomach that he has to make such a move, but it had to be done. I think we all know it had to be done. We saved $10.5 million. Folks, that's the nature of the business. That is the nature of the business. It has to happen. And right now, the way things are flying, you got 11 picks in this draft. You've got some guys that are going to be cut. You're gonna have to find a way to bolster your cornerback spot. Kyer Elam is gonna come back. He's going to be better. He has to be. So you're almost banking on that. You're banking on your young players for them to step up. You have to. You're banking on them for them to step up, and they've got to. So that to me is crucial in the decision that was made to make these moves. Beane got into his bag with drafting late round with Benford and a finesse in getting Rasul. Brandon is currently on his bye. He's on his bye Beane right now. Yo, we got listen, Brandon Beane, I'm telling you, he's got so many names. We got bye Beane, bargain bin Beane, baller Beane, big baller Beane. You know what I'm saying? We had broad daylight Beane. So now we got bye Beane. Beane is licking envelopes and giving out, you know what I'm saying, pick slips. Unfortunately, that's what's got to happen. Now, I know there was conversation about maybe we could have kept Trey White and put him at safety. You know what I mean? He would have been slower. Bro, have you seen Trey White? No disrespect, but have you seen Trey White tackle? That's not his strong suit. So you want to put him as the last line of defense to tackle? Sorry, I wouldn't have liked that move. Now, that being said, we moved on from Poyer. We moved on from Trey White. We love Trey White. It's one of those situations where it's unfortunate these things had to happen, but this is the way the game is played, folks. We had to make these moves. We had to make these moves. We had to get compliant, and that's what we needed to do. So shout out to Trey White. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you've done for these Bills, because it ain't easy producing in this league. When he came in, it was him and Marshawn Lattimore neck and neck. Who's gonna get Rookie of the Year? When we found out that we had Trey White, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I had no idea who Trey White was. Who in the heck is Tre'Davious White? And he made it known who the heck he was. Loved having him. Now it's tough. Now we're moving on from him. This is the cold part of the game. This is the cold part of the NFL, the cold part of free agency, draft, because players are going to go and players are going to come in. That's just the way the game is played, people. That's just the way the game is played. But Trey White leaves us with an all-pro. He was an all-pro player. He had an all-pro year. He had some great statistics with the team. Problem is the injuries got the best of Trey White. For his career, 82 games played, 82 games started, 18 interceptions. He ended his career with the Bills. No pick sixes, which is fine. 5 forced fumbles. Oh, excuse me. He had 1 touchdown. I apologize. Off of fumble recovery. And for the most part, folks, he finished with 311 combined tackles. Good career with the Bills. He was all-pro defensive rookie of the year, second team, excuse me. He had the all-pro and the pro bowler. Folks, solid player. It's just sad to see him go. So that being said, salute to my man, Trey White. This draft can't come soon enough. Free agency can't come soon enough, but we'll make it work. Next up on the docket, Poyer gone, Trey White gone, Micah Hyde's a free agent. You thought Brandon Beane was done? No, he wasn't done. The one contract that I thought Brandon Beane was not going to touch, that's Von Miller. Von Miller has restructured his contract, allowing the Bills to save $8 million. $8.4 million to be exact. Folks, I'm going to be real with you guys. I did not see that coming. I did not see them trying to kick the can down the road per se. But here's what they've done with this. I'm looking at my notes here. Here's what they've done with this contract. They've allowed him to have, and this makes sense. You're 35 years of age. If you want to earn the money you want to earn, it's got to be incentive based. And that is exactly what they've done. That's exactly what they've done with the restructuring of Von Miller's deal here. Let me just try to pull my notes up here. Trying to find, there it is. So the Bills, we save 8.8 mil, excuse me, to be exact, we save 8.8 mil. All right. Now he can make up to $20 million with incentives, right? To the 17.5 million available from the previous terms. So the Bills save some money this year, and we're going to continue to make some moves around the clock. But this move is coming after, it's coming after some big time plays, right? Poyer gone, Trey White gone. So then the Von Miller restructure. You see what's happening, folks. These are things that have to happen. When moving on from Trey White, we saved $10.2 million. 10.2. So right now, the approximate cap space that we've created is at 25.96 mil. We were over $40 million in the hole, folks. 40 mil. You know these moves had to be made, and that they did. So Von Miller, I know some people are like, yo, get rid of this dude. We can't. The way that contract was made, that brother's staying on the squad. Now, a year removed from the ACL, he came back. He wasn't quite himself. Near the end of the year, we started to see some moments where Von Miller was himself. Like, we ended the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers off of a very good Von Miller pressure, which ended with a Taylor Rapp interception. If not for the pressure coming from Von Miller, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the game would have been done no matter what, because I think we were the better team, but that is what ended it. Von Miller was starting to come back into his own. So do we get the Von Miller that we signed 2 years ago? Who knows? Sometimes things just work out, man. Sometimes things just work out. Players just come in, and at 35 years of age, if he doesn't take any PEDs, he comes in and has a 12-sack season. We've recouped what we wanted from Von Miller. We've recouped what we signed up for, which is a difference maker, a quarterback shaker, a quarterback effector. That's what we need from Von Miller. And we didn't get that this year. Granted, the brother was playing off of one knee. So going into next year, hopefully a full offseason to get right and get ready, he'll be exactly what we needed him to be to get right. And along the way, we had to save a little money doing so. So kudos to Brandon Beane. Once again, he wasn't done. He went out there, handled his business, and away we go. Let's go back to the cornerback room. We save another $2.5 million by restructuring Rasul Douglas's contract. I think we can all agree that Rasul Douglas was a breath of fresh air when we brought him to the squad. This guy was where the ball was. Wherever the ball was, that's where our guy Rasul Douglas was. Packers fans are sick that they watched his brother get traded to the Bills. They were sick. They were watching him have success. And he was emotional himself. But when he came to Buffalo, we made him feel as close to home as possible. But as a player that knows how this game is played, as a player that knows the ins and out of free agency, being traded and being moved, he's got to be sitting here going, shoot, I came to this team with Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. I mean, I see Trey White here and there. Bro, he can't say I didn't sign up for this, but you know that's the nature of the game. Things change, things move. But be grateful. I don't want to say be grateful because that's not about that. But I'm happy. I'll just say this. I'm happy that we sign and we retain Rasul Douglas. And not only do we do that, but we save $2.5 million doing it. So salute to Brandon Beane. I'm looking forward to seeing how they restructured it and how long his deal is going to be. But I'm a big fan of it, man. You saw what he was able to do this year. He was great. In the short time that he was with the Bills, he affected this defense greatly. So to me, Rasul Douglas, great deal to bring him back to Buffalo. Great opportunity to have him come back. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be amazing. But I would love to be able to say, woo, those were all the moves the Bills did today, folks. That's it. We'll call it a night. Heck no, we're not going to call it a night. Because now Mitch Trubisky is back in Buffalo. Now, I'm going to be real with you, folks. I liked when we signed Mitch Trubisky the first time. And the Pittsburgh Steelers tried to get something out of Mitch Trubisky to be kind of a bridge. That didn't quite work out because it wasn't great. It wasn't a good system. Offensive coordinator, whether you want to blame it on the offensive coordinator that they switched out of, I don't know how you want to look at it, but I like Mitch Trubisky as the backup because we were sitting here with nobody. We brought in Kyle Allen for God knows what reason. I don't know what it was. Thank goodness this brother never got a chance to play, right? So Mitch Trubisky at least, and this is what we've always needed, because if Josh Allen, God forbid, something were to happen to Josh Allen, Kyle Allen cannot duplicate what Josh Allen can. I mean, not a whole lot of players can. Let's be real. However, Mitch Trubisky is at least athletic enough that if we need to, if he needs to make some plays with his feet, he can and will. If we need to kind of do a couple things with him, he can and will. I kind of like it. I think we should still also draft a quarterback and just not let that quarterback kind of sit and marinate. But I'm going to be real. I like the Mitch Trubisky signing. I like it because it's safe. And at least he's got some ability, some veteran ability, and he's got some starting ability underneath him. A guy like Kyle Allen, I don't know, man. That doesn't do it for me. It really doesn't. All right. So small move made there with the addition of obviously our guy, Mitch Trubisky. Now let's talk about a move that this one is a big one. Although we saw it coming, this one's a big one, and that is center Mitch Morse. All right, folks. Mitch Morse, that one's a tough. That's a tough one. All right, because he is what we call he's the guy that he keeps things together. Your center is the guy that keeps the group together. You got that leadership in him. I mean, you could just tell when there was pictures and the way he just talks, right? Just little things like this, where the Bills will win a game and the players are walking back to the locker room. He ain't your rah-rah guy. He's a serious guy. Guys will be, go Bills, big dubs. He walked by. That's it. He was about his business. And although the move had to be done, we saved $8.5 million in the salary in the upcoming season. This is a big move. This is a Pro Bowler that we do miss out on. This was the best the O-line has been in a long time. It's been a long time since we've had the stability in the O-line room. Deion Dawkins. You already know what time it is when you get Deion Dawkins. We had Connor McGovern that's holding it down, healthy. Deion Dawkins, healthy. Mitch Morse, healthy. Osiris Torrance, all year played, healthy. Spencer Brown, which had back issues from the year prior, came into this year, had a rough start, got his act together, healthy. We supported this line. We supported this team. This O-line was solid. This O-line, this very O-line with Mitch Morse, had Josh Allen as one of the least sacked quarterbacks all year. Sacked only 24 times. Give credit to Mitch Morse and this offense. So now, with the release of Mitch Morse, that does create a massive hole. Because forget about just the player himself and what he brings to the squad. Now you've got to come in with a whole new player. You got to get right with Josh Allen. You got to understand what Josh Allen sees. You got to let Josh Allen know what you see. You got to check at the line and let the boys know what's happening. So we need someone that's got the brains. We need someone that's got the awareness, that knows what's happening, what's coming his way. Mitch Morse gave you that. There was a sense of calmness with Mitch Morse on this offense. And now That's a big void gone. That's a big void gone. Jeremy Bennett says, Rico, love the clean new look background. You like this? Y'all actually like this background? Okay. If y'all like it, I mean, sure, I might keep it. I might kind of dance it up a little bit. I think this is just for now. I want to try to get something a little cleaner, but I appreciate that. Top Retire says, yo, not massive, Rico. The experts say McGovern is as good as Morse. And that's what we hope. But there's some intangibles that Mitch Morse will bring to your team that Connor McGovern may not. Athletically, we know Connor McGovern is athletic. That boy, he's versatile. That we know. But the one thing that we don't know is how does he deal with pressure? How does he deal with, you know what I'm saying, with getting the group together? Is he the voice in the locker room? Is he gonna have to learn to be that? Is this supposed to be Deion Dawkins? Right? I want my center to command the room. I want my center to, what's good. I'm not saying he's got to be like Travis Kelce. Jason Kelce, excuse me. But Mitch Morse vacating his spot leaves a big void for McGovern to fill if it's indeed McGovern that comes in and takes that spot. But it makes sense. These things were all playing in itself. Think about it. David Edwards being available. We didn't think he was going to be available, but we brought him in. That was great. That's what made us move on from Ryan Bates, because we had a plan. Yo, we're going to move Connor to center. Boom. Edwards takes over at left guard. Boom. Bob's your uncle. We got Alec Anderson. That'll be the swing. They're comfortable with Alec Anderson as well. They like what they have in Alec Anderson. Bye-bye Beane says bye-bye to Ryan Bates. Bye-bye Bates. So, although there is a bit of a shift on the O-line, I think we'll be all right. We just got to make sure that now we get ourselves a backup RB, one that can pound between the lines, and then we set. Is it Ty Johnson? I'm going to put it this way right now. I wouldn't be mad. The market right now, because I'm doing a lot of work for Bleacher Report, and I'm having to dive into free agency and where good fits are going for other people. Go ahead and check me out on Bleacher Report, by the way. Yo, bring me Zeke Elliott, man. You bring me Zeke Elliott at $2.7 million. That's his market value right now. At 2.7 mil. You bring that brother to Buffalo alongside James Cook, Josh Allen, goal line. You know what I'm saying? Instead of this now, he won't even be doing the whole eating, give it a bowl of cereal or whatever. He's going to be eating wings. What you want? I like it. You bring me Zeke, pound the rock between the tackles. He can catch out of the backfield, and he's a good pass protector. What are we talking about here, folks? My man says, Zeke, no. Why? You can't just say no and just not come up with a reason why. You don't like Zeke because what? Did you not see what he did with the Patriots last year? That brother had 600 yards rushing last year with Ramondre Stevenson. I'll take that. Take less pressure off of Josh Allen and get the ball into the hands of the running backs. Why not? You saw what Ty Johnson was able to do. And some might say Zeke gives you a little bit more. Neither here nor there. That's a whole ball game that I could, whether we make that move happen or we don't, I'm not crying for it. But if it does work, why not? So let's keep it moving. Trey White, gone. Poyer, gone. Rasul Douglas, restructured. Taylor Rapp brought back to the Bills on a 3-year deal, $14.5 million. Von Miller restructures. Nyheim Hines, gone. Saving $4.5 million. I think we all saw that coming. These moves were going to happen whether you like them or not. Whether we bring him back, that's a whole nother ball game. But at $4.5 million, you got to make it happen. Gone. Deontay Hardy. What the hell? Brandon Beane, I don't know what you were thinking with that one. That move, two things. A, you did it really early in free agency. Where okay, that you could have waited. You could have waited for that and you would have got him for way less. But you poached him real early. You gave him a $10 million deal on a 2-year deal, giving him $5 million to catch 15 footballs for 150 yards. Are you kidding me? This is a joke. Of course you had to let him go. You saved yourself almost $5 million. You gotta go. No disrespect to Deontay Hardy, though. No disrespect. I don't think the Bills used you for what you could have given the team. But even when you did get your opportunities, your routes were lazy. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna hold back. Your routes were lazy. When it did get to you, when you got the ball in your hands, you're electric. But fam, you run a lazy route, I ain't going to you. I'm looking at you like, nah, I'm going to my next hit. He had to go. He had to go. And we saved big time money off of that. See you later. Saron Neal, another brother gone. Saron Neal, special team ace. He's been solid. He's been with the Bills his whole career. Started up with I think it was a 5th round draft pick. Was known to be a boom hitter. When he got on the field, a bit of a liability. Not great in coverage. Great on special teams. And when the players would talk about him, they're saying, "Yo, you want to talk about one of the fastest guys on the team? That's him. That's Saron Neal. Saron Neal is one of the fastest guys on the team. You listen, he will foot race you and he will get you. Cool. But I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. He didn't move the needle for me when he was on the defense. I see number 33 on the field. I was like, oh, can we not? Can we not? I'm gonna tell you right now, the one memory I have of Saron Neal, and I hate that I have this memory of him, but Saron Neal, the one memory I have of Saron Neal goes back to the playoff game against the Houston Texans. Matt Milano and Saron Neal come in on a blitz, and they have Deshaun Watson dead to rights. How Deshaun Watson got out of it, I get pissed to this day because that game we should have won. But Saron Neal took an angle. Matt Milano took an angle. They both hit him. They bounce off. Deshaun Watson still on his feet, makes a play. Away we go. Golly, that's the one play that I remember from the Saron Neal. I hate that. I hate that I have to remember that one because he's done some good things. But you know what? He had to go. He had to go. So Saron Neal gone. Deontay Hardy gone. Nyheim Hines gone. Mitch Trubisky joins the squad. I'm trying to look at all my notes here on who did I miss, because sometimes these deals there's so many things that get moving and shaking. You just never know. So right now, the Bills, where we're at right now, they're getting close to being cap compliant. They've got a couple more moves they got to make. But for the most part, we here now, baby. We here. Now we've got to allow, this is the year that we've got to allow these players to step their game up, these young players. The young players have no choice. That's the theme of this year. Young players got to step up. Your Kyer Elams, you got to step up. You got no choice. There's no time. Your Greg Rousseau's, you got to step up. These young bucks, you got to step up. You got to step your game up. Because right now, Brandon Beane is watching all these other players and teams get young and play. I was watching was it Gil Brandt? Gil Brandt, former GM. And he was talking about certain teams are in these positions where they had to eat a lot of these cap space and dead hits from certain players. Case in point, the Green Bay Packers. They had to eat $41 million off of Aaron Rodgers' previous deal. So what they had to do, rely on their young players. Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watkins, right? These guys, they had to step up. Young players on cheap deals. And when you do step your game up and you do play well, it allows your team to do well. We can suffer financially for that 1 year, but at least we did well. So the Packers are in great position. They ate that 41 mil, and now they're able to kind of move on and get better. So by next year, they'll be in great position because these guys have now stepped their game up. They've produced offensively, and the Packers look great. The future looks bright for the Packers. So this is where the Bills have to come in. We can't keep relying on old, reliable veterans. We can't. Now we've got to hit. That's why when Brandon Beane was like, yo, I do. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but I do feel the pressure to make certain thing happen in this upcoming draft. You got to. You got 11 picks. You got 11 picks, brother. You got to hit at least on 3. Hit if you can hit 50%, we're laughing. And that 50%, I'm talking about a contributing 50%. Now, where we need it, Lord knows we're going to lead on the defensive front, and we're going to need it in the defensive backfield. So if we can get a safety out of this, fantastic. A starting safety to come in and start from day one, we'll love it. We're already set at linebacker. Maybe we get a defensive tackle to come in right next to Ed Oliver. We'll see how that plays out. But there's so many things that have to play out for these Bills to produce. But overall, folks, the Bills are not in bad shape. We knew these moves needed to be done. We knew it. There's no question about it. It was just a matter of time. So for those that are freaking out, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no need. Ain't no need, brother. My man said, yo, turn the Rico report light on. Let me see if I can turn it on for y'all. Hold on a second. You stupid. Let me see if I can turn that bitch on. Turn that sucker on. Give me a moment while I light it up for y'all. Boom. Does that hit? Can you guys even see it? You're not gonna be able to see it because the lights are on. Let me see if I can kind of mess around with y'all. There it is. There's the light. Light them up. I can kind of switch it up a little bit, but we're working on it, folks. We're working on it. We're trying to get the backdrop a little better. But anyway, do not be alarmed, folks, with the moves that the Bills have made. I know it's really not exciting. it's really not. I still got to work on it. I still got to work on some things. But don't be alarmed, man. Don't be alarmed. We have moves we got to make, selective moves. Get yourself a safety. Get yourself, man. I know that Devontae Sweat. I know he ain't going to fall to us at 28. But with 11 picks, maybe we move up. I don't know. The question now becomes, we have no choice. We have no choice, folks, but to at 28, if we don't budge and we stay at 28, all right, let me see. If we stay at 28, what are we doing? So do we go offensive side of the football and grab yourself the receiver and just go from there? Or do you wait and let a defensive tackle like maybe Sweat drop to you and you grab a defensive end or a defensive tackle? What are your thoughts? Y'all talk to me. You guys let me know. Because I'm sitting here deciding, do we go receiver and just call it a day and be like, yo, we need that? Because Gabe Davis is as good as gone. He ain't coming back. By the way, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm getting roasted by my man Bobby right now. He's like, yo, what's with the background? He don't like it. He's not feeling the background. He says my background looks like a cell block. Yo, he's stupid. But then you have Caster say, yo, I like it. It's sharp. Yo, you know, sometimes some people don't want to let you be great. Yo, Bobby, let me be great, man. Let me be great. Let me try to be great, bro. You on my ass right now. But let's digress. Let me get back to it. Let me just put it this way. We're not far. Some folks might say, hey, all these moves the Bills have made, is their Super Bowl window absolutely shut? You know that stupid question that people be asking. Well, they just lost Trey White. Now they're on Poyer. But those are people that don't know this team. If they really, truly knew this team, you knew that Poyer, we would have let Poyer walk last year. If he got himself a deal, he wouldn't have been on the squad. We would have had to make that transition regardless. Trey White injuring his Achilles, you knew that he ain't going to be the same player again. We can't just sit here and run it back. Can't keep running shit back all the time. Run it back. We can't. There comes a time. I mean, look at my Lakers keep running it back, and they just keep getting the same damn play. They got a 39-year-old having to play lights out for these guys to have a chance, man. But only now they're starting to let these young guys ball out and start playing. You got to start getting younger, Buffalo. And this is why I'm telling y'all, do not fret. This is part of the game. And just like that, we can move on. But I'm going to tell you this, though. If you look at the receiving room, I'll tell you right now. Check this out. We got Stephon Diggs. We got Khalil Shakir. That's it. That's what we got. Deontay Carter, we know he gone. He gone. So, that's who we sitting with. So, we might have to go and double dip at the receiver room. How y'all feel about that? Because we did it just a few years ago. We double dipped with Gabe Davis and Isaiah Hodgins. We double dipped with them two cats. One of them was going to pan out. So, shoot, do we double dip at receiver? Round 1 and round 3? Do we go round 2, round 3? We have Justin Shorter. Don't get me wrong. We do have Justin Shorter, but we don't know what Justin Shorter is going to give us. That's why I didn't say that's what we got. We got Khalil Shakir. We got my man Stephon Diggs because we know these guys have produced. Other than that, we're depleted at the receiver position. So we have no choice but to get a receiver right off the bat. We have Kincaid. He's more than a receiver. Listen, man, he's weapon X. Kincaid is weapon X. That brother does it all. Slot, wide, inline. That is such a key player that we have. So that's why we just got to make sure that we get ourselves a playmaker. Get yourself a playmaker, and we're good. We're laughing. KJ Hamler, we're going to find out what KJ can do for us. We're going to find out. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that boy got speed upon speed upon speed. But when you see guys like Isaiah Worthy running a 4.21, Brian Thomas Jr., bro, there are some receivers in this draft. There are some receivers in this draft, bro. And we have enough picks that if we need to move up and get something, we probably can. We can probably move up from 28 down to 22, 21. And that's enough of a jump that we could probably get one of these players. We shall see. My man Walter says, this is as unimpressive linebacker class. I say we rip the Band-Aid off completely and trade Milano. Whoa! Who will be turning 30? A team like the Cowboys at 24 desperately needs a linebacker. Develop Dorian to replace him. Walter, you and I, we beef, but I like this type of beef. I'm not ready to move on from Milano, number one. All right, because when he's on the field, he's alpha. When he's on the field, he is alpha. It just sucks that he's been injured a few times in his career. I do get that part, but I'm not ready to move on for him yet. Because that means you're telling me that Terrell Bernard has earned it and he's that guy and he's going forward, that he's good. Now, you need both those brothers together. I'm not ready to move on from that. Especially Mr. Walter. We just moved on from Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, the two sure things in the backfield. Trey White being gone. So now you want to go with more inexperience at the linebacker position when you're already having inexperience in the back end? No, sir. I politely decline to trade Milano. And I go with Bernard and Milano to shore up and make sure that everything in front of them is legit, because these guys can drop in coverage. They're great in coverage. They can knife. They have great awareness. Bruh, I ain't trying to trade any of them cats. Now, if they know something we don't, where, this guy ain't going to recover the way we think he's going to recover, then that's a whole different ballgame that we could talk about. But as of right now, I assume that he will come back to full force and ready to go. Laura says, I will die clinging to Milano. You won't go die because he's a good-looking brother. You got to give it to him. He's nice to look at, as some of you ladies might say. You're right. We all know elite linebackers is the key to beating Mahomes. You're being cheeky now, aren't you, big guy? Nah, you know how you beat Mahomes? You got to put points on the board, man. You got to put points on the board, and obviously you got to, you got to get a couple stops here and there, but you got to go blow for blow with Pat Mahomes. That's how you beat Mahomes, man. And you got to get a defensive coordinator that's got to get exotic and beat him. Anyways, we already know what time it is. You don't try to make me rehash. Me trying to talk about the Chiefs. This ain't about the Chiefs right now. This is about the Bills cutting money and making money right now and getting cap compliant. So now we can go ahead and try to get something available in free agency, because this is key. You need enough money in the bank right now to sign your draft picks. All right, that's number one. You need enough. You put that aside to sign your draft picks. Then you got to put enough money aside for the miscellaneous things, right? Players that get injured during the season. Oh shit, I got to go sign someone. I got to do this. I got to do that. So you got to put that money aside. So that 25 mil that we may have isn't really 25 mil. You feel me? So this is where free agency is key. We've got to be smart. We can't try to grab players too early because you're going to go overpay. And this might work well for the Bills in terms of free agents, because if you're looking for a free agent receiver like an Odell Beckham, I know some people are saying Odell Beckham is washed. I don't think he is personally, but let's just say you want to bring in Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham was looking to get 15 plus mil. Ain't no way he's getting 15 plus mil. You're more of a 10 to 11 now, right? Maybe even less on a 1-year deal. Why? Because this receiver draft is deep. So you don't have the nerve of you to try to come in and say, I need more money. No way. I'll get younger and healthier. We already know your injury history. Yes, you've played a full year. You're pretty good this year. All great. I already knew who was throwing you the football, so I know there was some things going on. But nah, bro, that to me, these guys in the receiver room, free agency looking to get big deals, they ain't gonna strike any big deals. So we could have some solid receivers for the low. Hollywood Brown. You bring in a Hollywood Brown and you add him with, you know what I'm saying, with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs for the low, we might have something great. But here's the one thing that we don't have that we need to bring into this squad. We don't have the length, right? We don't have your T. Higgins type player. When I say T. Higgins, I'm talking about the length, right? You're 6'1", 6'2", long arms, can stretch the field. Like, we don't have that. You just moved on from Gabe Davis, which was your guy that stretched the field at 6'2", right? Length, size. Once he leaves, we don't have size. We have Justin Shorter, but we don't know what we have in Justin Shorter. So we've got to be able to jump in there and grab a receiver like a Brian Thomas Jr. or whoever is available that can stretch the field and give us big playability. That's what we need. And we have this with this draft, this upcoming draft coming up. That's how you got to do it. By the way, shout out to everybody tuned in right now to the Rico Report. We got 2,700 people watching right now. I'm no mathematician. I really am not. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. 2,700 people watching this bitch. If every one of y'all smash that like right now, we good. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a nice offseason. The draft is coming up. Free agency is coming up. This is where you want to be for when these updates do come along. So before I get out of here, because I wasn't trying to stay up here because my man Z-Bot did a hell of a job today on giving y'all all the goods as to what happened. And I just wanted to come on and just put a little cherry on top of our day. But going forward, I think I'm just reading a comment. So Bobby's making fun of me because he doesn't like my backdrop because it looks like a cell block. And I guess one of the comments was, it actually does look like a cell block from experience. So whoever's in here, Brock Campbell, from experience, if this looks like a cell block, I might have to dance it up a little bit. I might have to kind of spruce it up. Overtime, man. Overtime. Just give me a moment, man. I'm working here, folks. I'm working. But that being said, folks, to kind of go through everything that we've been going through, Mitch Morse being moved over, it's pretty much a done deal. Connor McGovern is going to be moving over to center. It's being reported by Ian Rappaport. The Bills plan to move to Connor McGovern to the center spot, and David Edwards takes over left guard. Bing, bang, boom, done. That's it. It was simple. And these moves, if you think that these moves were just, what are we going to do? We're going to think about it. It was all done last night. Heck no, man. Brandon Beane knew exactly what he was doing since last year. I'm moving on from Mitch Morse, whether he likes it or not. Trey White is probably as good as gone. Right? And at the end of the day, these moves were already predicated. It was going to happen. And I think we all knew it. And deep down inside, we all knew this was going to happen. The one thing we just don't know yet is what the heck we're going to do was defensive front, because there's a lot of guys that are uncertain to return to Buffalo. My man Walter says, Rico has the background packed up because he knows Beane can cut up at any moment. So he's like, yo, I don't want to dress this wall up too much because I got to get my cardboard box and put all my stuff in because he gonna cut my ass. Yeah, man. Right now, this is what the NFL is, man. Like, you can't get too comfortable unless you're a bona fide star. This is the nastiness of the game, where you're in one place at one point and you're gone by the next. Ask Joshua Dobbs how he feels about that. Ask Joshua Dobbs how he feels about that. This brother went from, I think he played for 3 teams in 1 year. Nasty. And the wonderful part about it is he had success everywhere he went. And when I say success, he wasn't a bum. He actually showed out and did some good things and kept his team alive and kept his team well. I mean, he almost willed the Vikings to playoffs. So at any moment, you can be traded. You can be moved. And that's why the game, the way it is like, yo, I'm trying to get mine right now. I'm trying to get my money right now. I want my guaranteed contract right now. I get that part. And this is where the GMs are like, well, based on your play, based on the budget, based on all the things that are happening, here's how we see things. Oh, you feel like you're owed the bag? You feel that you earn the right to get more money? Cool. Go look for it. Go look for that right now and see what you get. Go ask the Giants, man. The Giants were like, yo, Saquon, we'd love to have you back, but you feel that you can get a lot of money, do you? All right, well, then go look for it. Go look for the money that you think you can get. And I'm going to tell you right now, Saquon Barkley probably will get the money he wants. He's going to go to the Houston Texans probably. And the Houston Texans will probably give him 10 mil, maybe 11. But it really sucks for running backs because the running back room, there's a lot of free agents. A lot of free agents. And I don't know who's going where these days. You got Saquon, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, King Henry. Who else is available? Austin Eckler. Who else? Zeke Elliott. Aaron Jones. He's probably going to get re-signed by the Packers if they can play nice. DeAndre Swift. Bro, those are top flight backs that are available. Those are top flight backs. So we'll see, man. We'll see. By the way, Josh splits his pants in pairs. Why was that news? I can't listen. I cringed when I saw that this was being retweeted all over the place. Who cares? I split my pants. I didn't want my cheeks out. And what? Bro, I was like, why are we making this? This is just a dumb tweet. Why are we making this a big thing? Oh, he doesn't tweet anymore. So when he does tweet, we love. I'm not even getting on you, Kim Betts, because him splitting his pants, I guess the real backstory is usually when they're trying to compare him to Travis Kelce and Tay-Tay, right? They're holding hands wherever they go. Josh Allen just got out of the car and went and beelined it and left this girl to walk by herself. Meanwhile, the reason he beelined it because he didn't want people saying, stop, snapping pictures of his behind. You're a star. Who cares? Yo, check out these cheeks. Yo, y'all want pictures of the cheeks? Get them. I'm still walking with my lady. I don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I do care about? When he comes back, I want him to actually hit the gym because this brother says, when I go in the offseason, I play golf. I don't really hit the gym as much. But when I do get back in there, I'm still as strong. I'm still as good. Could you imagine if Josh actually dedicated himself to the gym, chiseled up, and just put the work in? Because he naturally has it. He naturally just is gifted. He's a gifted athlete. The good Lord spent some time on Josh Allen, was like, yo, you're going to be nice like that. But could you imagine this guy hit the gym, stayed in it? Like, if he had the workout regimen of Derrick Henry in the gym, boy, Josh Allen would be a menace for the league. He would absolutely be a menace for the league. But he's just got it like that. He's on it. Yo, Rico, I'm going to put something on your books. Tony, you stupid, man. Yo, put a little something on my books, man, so I can get some noodles and some cookies. Yo, you're a fool. But yeah, man, if he did, because Josh is known to, like, I don't work out. Admittedly so. He's like, I don't. I do my off season, I do my thing, and ready to go. So when he was telling us, I'm more than prepared, or I'm what was his wording that he used? Like, he was ready to go. I'm as motivated as ever. I mean, when you're motivated, you're in the gym, you're getting prepared, you're getting ready, you're all of that and underneath. Boy, this boy was chilling, playing golf with Aaron Rodgers and doing his thing. And then when he came back to it because he's naturally gifted that way. But just imagine if he puts in that work and he puts in, and I'm not even challenging Josh Allen saying he's lazy. He's not at all am I saying that, because he's naturally gifted. He comes in and does what he's supposed to do. But if he did it in the offseason without the team and all that good stuff, man, would he be something. He would be something. I'd rather our defense have the workout regimen than maybe we could force more than 2 punts in a playoff. My Walter is on something today, and you're right, Walter. That's why we had to get younger. Let me bring it back to this defense again. That's why we had to get younger. We had to get younger. We got to get faster. We got to get stronger. And that's where we stand. So that being said, we're going to see what McDermott plans to do with this defense. Because right now, we all know offensively, we're not necessarily the problem because we can hit on anything that we want to. When we want to put points on the board, especially with Joe Brady being the offensive coordinator, we can do big things. Defensively, on the other hand, that's where we have an issue. That's where, the defense doesn't come in and do what they're supposed to do, which is still a pain in the arse. So, you guys already know what time it is, man. So this defense has got to get to step up. We got to get healthier. We got 2 banged up. So once we get healthier, Milano coming back. Obviously, we get Terrell Bernard. We got our rookie Dorian Williams. That's a nice trio right there. Teron Johnson, always a dog. And you got Rasul Douglas coming back that knows where the football is at all times. You got Christian Bedford coming back that's going to have a monster year. I just feel it. And now you got Taylor Rapp. We just got to fill in that free safety spot. And Bob's your uncle. And then obviously we got to deal with the defensive end. Greg Rousseau returns. Von Miller obviously returns. Ed Oliver returns as your 3 key cogs right there. What are we doing with AJ Epinesa? So there's just a Shaq Lawson. What are we doing on the defensive front? The defensive front is where we need to get our shit together. That's exactly where we need to get our shit together. That's where all the question marks arise for me in the defensive front. And it's crazy because the defensive front is where we normally put all our value and all our money into. And yet again, here we are talking about we need to put something on the defense. We need to do something on the defense. So here's the deal, folks. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Anyway, folks, that's my time. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We had 2,700 people. Before you guys all leave, do me a favor. Smash that like right this second. And if you guys enjoy this stream, give us a subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll go from there, man. We got a lot. Brandon Beane still has a lot of work to do. He's still not there yet, but we're close. So, recapping the night before I dip out of here because I got to get to work. Jordan Poyer, gone. Great career with the Bills. Love what he was done. I think he was a dog on this team. I think he's one of the heart and soul of the team. And him being gone is going to be tough to duplicate. But we got no choice. We got to move on from that, brother. We had no choice. We were going to do it last year. But here we are, right? Mitch Morse, great player. $8.8 million saved. It had to be done. Connor McGovern slides into center. Here we go. Saron Neal, special teams ace. We save about $1 million releasing him. Gotta go. Deontay Hardy, as much as I would have loved for him to do something with this team and be a spark plug, he was not. He was what we call a dead spark plug, right? We had to constantly take it out, brush it off a little bit, reinsert to see if we could, and it never really sparked. We didn't get any spark from that brother, man. Naeem Hines, maybe he returns on a cheaper deal, but he's as good as gone. They released him, $4.5 million saved right there. And here we are, folks. Here we are. So, Mitch Trubisky, welcome to the Bills. We'll see you as the backup. And more cuts are probably going to come. Like my man Dave Kula said, more cuts are going to come. More restructures are going to happen. The question is, who gets restructured? I'm looking at Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox, don't think you're safe, brother. Don't think you're safe. And I like Dawson Knox. I think he's one of the sweetest guys on the team. When I spoke to him, Personally, I think he's great. I think he's an amazing person. That aside, you can get touched, brother. That 14 mil is looking real good right now. I think McDermott is probably, he's talking to you on the phone right now saying, hey, bro, you're not our tight end number one. So we cannot have you making $14 million on the squad. So you know what time it is. You're going to take that pay cut. And if you want to earn your 14.5, here are the incentives to reach it. But until then, no mas. Take that pay cut. So there's more money coming your way right there. So Trubisky, are we going to do something with Deion Dawkins? Do we restructure Deion Dawkins a little bit? We just did it. Do we do it some more? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to touch that. Right? So to me, Dawson Knox, you got to touch his. You're going to touch Josh Allen. So that's 2 contracts right there. You save at least 20 mil. So I think $22 billion with Josh Allen when he restructures. Done. So there's $22 million right there. Dawson Knox, you probably save another what? Was it 6 or 7 mil? I don't remember what it was. I got to go look to see what it was. They're going to restructure him anyway. So they're going to try to find as much money they can to restructure him. And then we put our value into the draft. Or maybe we move one more player on the squad that we think is a set in stone, and then we move them. Maybe Kyer Elam is on the move. Maybe we move him for a couple picks. I don't know. But I know Brandon Beane ain't done. So we got Bye-Bye Beane, Big Baller Beane, Broad Daylight Beane, Bargain Bin Beane. We might have to go, and you have After Dark Beane. So maybe After Dark Beane is going to be activated tonight. So keep your phones refreshed. I work the overnight shift, so my phone's going to be all over. And if a move happens tonight, do not be surprised if you see me go live from my phone, ready to go on my lunch break or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I appreciate y'all. Let me read these super chats before I get out of here, because I can't disrespect the Bing squad. I can't disrespect folks that have come in and give their super chats in. So Signified Noah, salute to you, my G. He said he's not shocked, and I understand why, but I'm still hurt. He's talking about Tre'Davious White being cut, Poyer being cut. I get it. It hurts. It hurts. Hey Rico, what do you think about Jeremy Chin or Jamal Adams? No to Jamal Adams. I'm not a fan of Jamal Adams. He's limited. Jeremy Chin, I could definitely deal. That would be actually a good combination. You got Jamal. You got Taylor Rapp and Jeremy Chin. You know what I'm saying? We got the 2 Asians in the backfield. Woo! We got the 2 Asians in the backfield. I like it, man. We international, baby. We international. That'd be pretty chill. I like it. Looks like McGovern to center and David Edwards to left guard. Yes, sir. We do appreciate that, and we see that's what's going to happen. I just hope that it keeps the peace and it keeps Josh Allen upright. As long as it keeps Josh Allen upright, yo, we laughing. Signified No says, I want them to trade to 9 to get Rome. Well, if you want to trade to 9, a player has to be amongst that trade, and it's got to be a notable player. The last time the Bills were in the 20s and traded down was to get Josh Allen. They had Glenn. Remember, we had left tackle Glenn, and we traded him. We got down to the 12th pick. We gave that to the Bengals, I think. And then we went and traded some more stuff to get down to the pick 7 with the Bucs. So there was a lot of things that had to happen in order for us to get to that move. So if we're going to do that, know that there's a player that's going to go along with that trade. Not going to lie, Matt Manal looks like a handsome Shrek. I don't know what the heck that means, but okay. My man, Carlton Ross. What's up, Carlton? Yo, little worried about Rapp being our starting safety and don't want to see DeMar out there. Safety free agent class is deep. Yo, we're definitely going to hit the free agency class mark for sure. Because I think what they're trying to do is have 3 safeties. One you can put in the box. And if you got 2 guys that you want to put, you know what I'm saying, deep, and you have one that can, pair up with Teron Johnson, who knows? Don't forget, don't sleep on Teron Johnson because he's a dog on his own. So, but we definitely do need a safety. But yeah, I'm not worried about Taylor Rapp. I think Taylor Rapp's going to hold his own. He's got starting experience. It's not like he's never started before. And he's going to be year 2 into the system. So it only makes sense. Last but not least, I got my man Ismael Manero. He says, yo, got to extend Dawkins and Teron. That'll save some more money. And you know what? They might even do that. They might even touch that contract and say, you know what? Let's figure some things out and let's free up some money. So we've got a lot on the plate of the Buffalo Bills. My man said, yo, we got to decorate your walls. Yeah, I definitely do. Listen, The only reason, let me tell you why I have this wall here. So when I do my streams for Bleacher Report and they're saying, hey, I need you to talk about something generic when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, to NFL, I can't have Buffalo versus everybody on my backdrop because I have to have it neutral. So I have this. So I know it looks a little ghetto, but don't focus on the background. Focus on this chocolate melanin and focus on the words that are coming out of my mouth. You feel me? And the good content. Hopefully I keep the energy up and we got that good stuff. But anyway, that being said, big moves are coming. I don't know if there's any moves happening right now. If there's anything, you guys let me know. But I'll definitely be watching my phone to see what's popping. And if anything does pop off, you know your boy's going to be going live. And if it's not me going live, it's going to be my guy Z-Bot. So you're getting hit from all angles. I'll take the night shift. Z-Bot takes the day shift. And then we might come together and hit you guys with a show together. So that's where we stand right now. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Don't leave without smashing that like and don't leave without subscribing to the channel. And we're trying to get this thing at 30,000 subscribers on this channel. I think we're at 27.3. Let's ante up. We got to get that thing up there before the season starts. So until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, before I get out of here, I went to play soccer with my girls. The girls had their end of the year party in soccer's parents versus players. And I was playing goalie. I made a great save. I stretched out, landed on my elbow. That thing ricocheted from elbow to shoulder to my, I don't know what I did. Bro, I'm getting old. I used to be all in on athletics. I would be just playing sports all day, every day. Your boy has kids. He slowed down a little bit. I try to get back out there. Bro, now I see when these players are getting up there at that, 35, 36, 37, bro, your body don't react the same way, man. I'm thinking I can go out there and do what I got to do. And I'm sore. I think I pulled a muscle on my thing. So every movement I make, I'm feeling it. Ooh, I'm getting old, bro. I'm getting old. But you know what? The good Lord keeps putting years on me. I'm going to take it. So that being said, I'm really out of here. Y'all have yourself a great evening. If you guys enjoyed the show, you guys already know what time it is. Smash that like. It's your boy Rico. Oh, I got another super chat. Sending off season love just in time. I like it. I like it. All right, folks, you guys have yourself a great one. Until next time, it's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. And we'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.